Welcome back to American Legends Losses, our channel. In this memorial video, we have assembled a list of renowned actors who have passed away today. Those legendary people who, although having contributed in some way to their respective works, sadly died today. My sympathies to the family and all of the supporters. I hope you get some sleep. We would be grateful if you could subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up as a way of expressing your love and affection for us. Virginia Katherine Gena Rowlands was born on June 19, 1930, in Madison, Wisconsin, the daughter of Edwin Myrwyn Rowlands. She was raised by homemaker Mary Neal and state legislator Edwin Myrwyn Rowlands. Her mother was of English descent, while her father was Welsh. Gena's enthusiasm for acting was sparked by her early exposure to the performing arts, and she pursued it with tenacity. She came to New York City to study at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, where she polished her skills and got ready for a career in acting after completing the University of Wisconsin. In the 1950s, Roland started her career as an actress, winning praise for her roles in a number of Broadway shows. Her cinematic debut in The High Cost of Loving in 1958 was the result of Hollywood's rapid recognition of her skill and unique appearance. But her career was really characterized by the work she did with her husband, the director John Cassavetes. Some of the most innovative movies of the 1960s and 1970s, such as A Woman Under the Influence 1974 and Gloria 1980, were made possible by their collaboration. Rowlands received critical praise and numerous honors, including 2 Golden Globe Awards and 3 Primetime Emmy Awards, for her unadulterated emotional depth and passion in these films. Rowlands had a strong television career in addition to her work in films, making appearances in several TV shows and movies. Her performances in plays such as The Betty Ford Story 1987 and Hysterical Blindness 2002 brought her critical praise and further demonstrated her depth and range as an actress. In her later career, she landed parts in popular movies like her son Nick Cassavetes' 2004 film The Notebook, which cemented her reputation as one of the most renowned actors of her time. At the age of 94, Gena Rowlands departed from this life on August 14, 2024. Natural causes were cited as the reason of death, citing a protracted struggle with age-related ailments. Her passing signaled the end of an era in American film history, since she was recognized as a trailblazer for women in the industry for her gutsy performances and uncompromising dedication to her work. Rowlands' legacy continues to inspire people who want to push the limits of cinematic storytelling, and her influence on a number of generations of performers and directors is still quite strong. Wallace Amos Jr., a.k.a. Wally Amos, was born in Tallahassee, Florida, on July 1, 1936. He was nurtured mostly by his aunt Della, who encouraged him to take an interest in baking by baking him mouth-watering baked cookies, in a modest upbringing. After moving to live with his father in New York City when he was 12 years old, Amos went on to attend the Food Trades Vocational High School. Following service in the U.S., Amos left the Air Force to pursue a career in show business, where he was employed by the William Morris Agency as a talent agent. He signed and collaborated with well-known artists there, such as Simon Garfunkel and the Supremes. Amos started a business out of his longtime love of baking in the middle of the 1970s. He founded his own company, Famous Amos, using his Aunt Della's cookie recipe. He established the first Famous Amos cookie shop in Los Angeles, California, in 1975. And his excellent chocolate chip cookies soon brought him national recognition and praise. With his trademark straw hat, endearing demeanor, and contagious smile, Wally Amos became a household name as the brand saw widespread success. Amos struggled financially despite his popularity, and in the late 1980s he lost control of the Famous Amos brand. Unfazed, he carried on with his business endeavors, creating more cookie companies such as Aunt Della's Cookies and the Cookie Kahana, which honored his heritage and passion for baking. Apart from his entrepreneurial pursuits, Wally Amos had a strong commitment to promoting literacy. In an effort to eradicate illiteracy in the U.S., he hosted the adult reading program Learn to Read on television. Amos had a strong commitment to education and made advantage of his position to advocate for the value of lifelong learning and reading. He also wrote a number of books over the years, including his autobiography Man with No Name Turned Lemons into Lemonade 1994, in which he discussed his experiences and lessons learned on overcoming hardship. At the age of 88, Wallace Amos Jr. passed away on August 13, 2024. It was determined that complications from a stroke were the cause of death. His death signaled the end of an era for a man whose entrepreneurial zeal, commitment to literacy, and unshakable optimism had made a lasting impression on American culture. Future generations of educators and entrepreneurs are continually motivated by Wally Amos's legacy, which serves as a constant reminder of the value of tenacity, inventiveness, and the pure joy of sharing a cookie with everyone. Carl Weathersby, a well-known American electric blues guitarist, singer, and songwriter, was born in Jackson, Mississippi, on February 24, 1953. Weathersby was surrounded by the sounds of blues legends while growing up in an area rich in blues culture, which had a big impact on his musical style. He showed an early aptitude for the guitar, and by the time he was a teenager, he was giving performances at neighborhood bars. Weathersby enlisted in the Army and served in Vietnam in the beginning of the 1970s. He came back to the U.S. after serving in the military and settled in East Chicago, Indiana. He had a strong interest in the Chicago blues culture during this time, which would influence the course of his career. When he was introduced to the renowned blues musician Albert King, it was his big break. As a rhythm guitarist in King's band, Weathersby was able to perfect his craft and obtain priceless on-the-road experience. Weathersby's sound evolved significantly during his time with Albert King, incorporating elements of soul, funk, and classic blues. Before forming the Sons of Blues with legendary blues musician Billy Branch, he toured with King for a number of years. His status as a great blues guitarist and vocalist was further enhanced by this partnership. Weathersby started a solo career in the middle of the 1990s, and his debut album, Don't Lay Your Blues on Me, was released in 1996. The record, which featured his complex guitar skills and deep voice, was warmly appreciated. His distinct sound, which combined Chicago's electric blues with Mississippi blues roots, won him praise from critics and a devoted fan base. Weathersby received a nomination for the coveted W in 1997. He was recognized as an emerging star in the blues world with the C. Handy Award for Best New Blues Artist. His reputation as a bluesman was further cemented with the release of several more albums over the years, such as Looking Out My Window 2000 and Come to Papa 2000. At the age of 71, Carl Weathersby departed from this life on August 9, 2024. Diabetes problems, which he had fought for many years, were identified as the reason of his death. Weathersby continued to be involved in the music industry. Despite his health issues, he performed and recorded up to a short time before his passing. His place in the annals of blues history is assured by his enduring contributions to the genre and his influence on the upcoming generation of performers. Rapper ESL Mike was an American well known in the hip-hop scene who was born Michael Lamar Crockett on April 4, 1995, in Cleveland, Ohio. Mike was up in a very difficult neighborhood and had to overcome several hardships in his early years, such as exposure to poverty and crime. He turned to music as an escape and a source of solace despite these struggles. At a young age, Mike started writing lyrics and honing his technique, influenced by local musicians and the burgeoning hip-hop culture. Mike got increasingly involved in the music scene as he got older and eventually met fellow Cleveland musician Machine Gun Kelly MGK, who created the hip-hop collective Every Dollar Treat Tainted. Mike was given a chance to show off his skills by the Est crew, and he soon became well known for his unpolished lyrics, commanding stage presence, and genuine storytelling. After taking on the stage moniker ESL Mike, he rose to fame for his ability to portray the grim reality of life on the streets through his music, while still retaining an optimistic and resilient vibe. With the release of several songs and mixtapes that connected with listeners both locally and nationally, Mike's career really started to take off. His music garnered a devoted fan base due to its emotional depth and raw authenticity. Mike's reputation in the rap scene was cemented by his partnerships with other artists both inside and outside of the collective. His work was frequently commended for its relatability and honesty. Mike's life was tragically cut short on August 12, 2024, when he was fatally shot in Cleveland, his birthplace. The community was surprised by the circumstances surrounding his death because he was viewed as a rising talent with a bright future. Not only did his fans and the music business mourn his demise, but so did those who viewed him as a voice for the voiceless, an ray of light in a community that had endured so much. The tragic reminder of the violence that still afflicts many inner-city neighborhoods came with the killing of Mike. His music continues to inspire and resonate with individuals who experience similar challenges, even after his untimely death. His life story is proof of the ability of music to be a vehicle for expression and survival, and the Cleveland hip-hop scene and his followers still hold him in high regard. American model and actress Margaret Moffett was born in Los Angeles, California, on May 14, 1940. Moffett rose to fame in the 1960s and was recognized for her unique style, which defied the prevailing standards of beauty at the time. She collaborated closely with the creative fashion designer Rudy Gernreich, who was well known for his cutting-edge creations and forward-thinking outlook on style. Working with Gernreich was very important for Moffett since she became the inspiration for several of his most famous works. Heavy makeup and an asymmetrical hairstyle were part of her signature style, which came to represent the audacious, futuristic aesthetic of Gernreich's creations. She stood out in the fashion industry thanks to her distinctive style, which also made her a sought-after model who starred in many prestigious publications and fashion shows. Moffett attempted acting in addition to modeling, but her talents to the fashion world were what people mostly knew her for. She persisted in influencing norms of beauty and fashion well into the 1960s and beyond. Margaret Moffett, who was 84, departed this life on August 10, 2024. Heart disease complications were the cause of death. Her influence as a style pioneer and fashion icon endures today. Kahana was born in Honolulu, Hawaii, on October 16, 1929. Kahana was an American actor, stunt performer, and action choreographer of Japanese and Hawaiian ancestry. His upbringing in a multicultural setting was greatly impacted by his Japanese and Hawaiian ancestry. Kahana showed an early interest in physical activities and a gutsy attitude that would later transfer into an incredible career in the entertainment world. Kahana took an unusual route to become a stunt performer. He saw harsh combat conditions in the Korean War while serving in the U.S. Army, prior to his arrival in Hollywood. He was twice pronounced dead after suffering terrible injuries in combat, yet he miraculously survived. His near-death encounters gave him a certain kind of bravery and tenacity that would eventually come to define his profession as a stuntman. Following the war, Kahana relocated to Los Angeles and started a career in the entertainment sector. He got his start in the stunt industry when he was engaged for stunts in the 1950s, when there was a growing need for talented stunt actors. Kahana was a great help on set because of his knowledge of martial arts and his experience in real conflict. He also gained recognition for his audacious and creative stunt work. Kahana contributed stunt work to over 300 motion pictures and television shows during his career, including classic shows like The Magnificent Seven 1960, Planet of the Apes 1968, and The Towering Inferno 1974. He became one of Hollywood's most sought-after stunt coordinators after making highly praised contributions to the action scenes in these movies. Apart from his involvement in movies and TV shows, Kahana established Kahana's Stunt and Film School in Groveland, Florida. With over 15,000 pupils, the school, which was founded in the 1970s, became one of the most prestigious establishments for stunt performer training. As a result of Kahana's dedication to teaching the next generation, his school produced a number of accomplished stunt performers who went on to lead successful careers in the entertainment industry. At the age of 94, Kahana Sr. departed from this life on August 12, 2024. Natural causes were cited as the reason for his demise. Unmatched is Kahana's legacy as an innovator in the action movie industry, both as a stunt performer and an instructor. Throughout his long and distinguished career, he mentored numerous pupils and made a lasting impression on the business with his own work. The rumors that have been going around on Facebook about the purported death of well-liked Canadian-American activist Michael J. Fox are completely untrue. The well-liked actor Michael J. Fox, who starred in the films Back to the Future and Family Ties, has been well known in the public eye for both his performance and his brave fight against Parkinson's disease. Fox, who was 29 years old when he received the degenerative condition diagnosis in 1991, has lived with it for more than 30 years. It impairs movement and creates tremors. Fox has persevered in his professional endeavors and, via the Michael J. Fox Foundation, has been an unwavering supporter of Parkinson's research despite the obstacles. The course of Fox's illness has presented him with more and more health issues in recent years. He opened out about the challenges of having Parkinson's in a 2023 interview, admitting that the condition has greatly reduced his movement and quality of life. Fox also disclosed that he experienced multiple severe injuries, including fractured bones from falls, a typical problem for people with severe Parkinson's disease. Fans are starting to worry about his well-being as a result of his deteriorating health. Even while Fox never stops inspiring people with his fortitude, the way his illness is progressing serves as a depressing reminder of how unforgiving Parkinson's is and how vital a solution is.